Renato Amorosa is only 12.5 years old, but even at such a young age, when he first sees Malena, who is almost twice Renato's age, he falls in love with her to the point of unconsciousness. Hello, friends. Today I will tell you about the movie Malena. Enjoy your viewing. June 1940. Benito Mussolini has just declared war on France, and little Renato's parents are buying his first bicycle. Jumping on an iron horse, the boy rides in a group of older guys, begging them to accept him into their team. One of them gives a signal about Malena's approach. Everyone sits down, waiting for the girl to walk past them. Jumping on their bikes, the boys overtake Malena and sit down again in her path to stare at the girl. Malena is extremely beautiful and just by her appearance causes violent excitement in Renato. At night, the boy can't sleep. Images of Malena are spinning in his head. In the morning, a group of boys measure their pipettes. One of them tells a story that one day, skipping classes, he passed by Malena's house and the girl asked him to go get cigarettes. She accidentally opened her robe, which would have been nothing at all. The guy blames himself for just walking away, as he thinks it was a hint from Malena. For the first time, Renato decides to skip school. After getting on his bike, the boy goes to Malena's house, sitting in front of him. The door opens and Malena appears on the porch, asking Renato to go get cigarettes. Handing him the money, the girl drops the coins on the ground, but those were just Renato's dreams. The boy steals his father's suit and takes it to the tailor to have it made to fit Renato. When the boy arrives home, he receives a message from his father, who found out that Renato skipped classes and even stole his costume. The boy is ashamed to walk in short shorts, for which his friends constantly laugh at him. Renato's father makes a promise that as soon as the day comes when someone breaks Mussolini's head, he will buy the boy trousers. At night, Renato escapes through the window of his room. When he reaches Malena's house, the boy climbs a tree, the branches of which grow near the walls of the girl's house. Renato pulls out one of the rivets in the shutters. Through the hole, the boy watches Malena, who is lying on the bed and listening to the news on the radio, because the girl's husband went to war. The next day, Renato spies on Malena again, returning here at night. After putting on the record, the girl starts dancing, taking a photo of her husband and hugging him, imagining that her husband Nina is next to her. In the morning, Renato goes to the store, where he buys exactly the same record. Before going to bed, the boy turns on the same song, starting to imagine that Malena enters his room. He gently touches the girl, then undresses her. A gang of horny youths is waiting for the girl to stare again. Renato, under the pretext that he needs to leave urgently, leaves the guys, and he goes to the city to follow Malena. Walking along the main street, the girl catches the eyes of others. Continuing to follow Malena, Renato finds out that the girl is visiting someone else's apartment. After school, the boy meets Malena again in the central square. Locals whisper about the girl, considering her a courtesan. Having gained strength, Renato decides to walk towards Malena, but the girl does not pay any attention to him. After following her, Renato finds out that Malena comes to the same apartment again. Deciding to figure out who the girl is coming to, Renato climbs the gate, discovering that Malena is visiting her deaf father, a Latin teacher, which makes the boy very happy. At night, Renato makes cupcakes with Malena, though without the participation of the girl herself. The creaking of the springs keeps the father awake, who shouts at the boy that he will soon go blind from his occupation. In the morning, at a general exercise session, Renato learns from friends that Malena's husband was killed in the war. At the Central Assembly Square, where the news is announced to all residents, expressing sympathy for Malena, Renato goes to Malena's father's apartment. Climbing onto the balcony, the boy notices a girl lying on the bed and mourning the death of her husband. Upon entering the room, Renato sits down next to Malena and kisses her on the lips, after which he promises to always be with the girl. After Nina's funeral, various rumors about Malena begin to spread around the city. Standing up for the girl, Renato does dirty tricks to those who spread them. Arriving at Malena's house, the boy steals the girl's panties, which are drying after washing. Having thoroughly oiled the springs on the bed, Renato spends the whole night making cupcakes with Malena. However, the girl doesn't know anything about it. In the morning, the father enters Renato's room, finding women's panties on the happy boy's face. For this, the man punishes his son by locking him in a room and boarding up the window. After a few days of hunger strike, a doctor arrives at Renato's house. After listening to the boy, he recommends letting Renato out, as the boy needs fresh air. Arriving by bike at Malena's house, Renato discovers the strange behavior of men in the city. The marriage games for Malena's heart began. At school, In Latin class, the teacher, Malena's father, receives an anonymous letter saying that his daughter is sleeping with the whole city. At night, Renato rushes to the girl's house, where Malena spends time with a military officer. He insists on another meeting, because 10 months have passed since the funeral of Malena's husband. Leaving the girl's house, the officer meets a local dentist, who goes to Malena to woo. There is a fight between them for the heart of the girl that Renato is watching. The showdown is stopped by the dentist's wife, who beat her husband and accused Malena of debauchery. Already in the morning, rumors are spreading all over the city that the girl has 2 lovers at once. Having come to her father, Malena cannot enter the apartment, as the man changed the locks on the doors, not wanting to see his daughter because of that anonymous note. Malena is going to be tried for having an affair with the dentist, because of which the doctor's family broke up. For her defense, the girl turns to a lawyer. When asked by the judge if the dentist spent yesterday with Malena, the girl says that they met once, which causes a ruckus in the courtroom. However, according to Malena, the dentist visited her for no more than 5 minutes, as he was only bringing medicines for her deaf father. As for the lieutenant Malena was dating, the officer was transferred to Albania because of his connection with the girl. And before that, they questioned him, where he said that their meetings with Malena were exclusively friendly, and nothing immoral happened at these meetings. In his speech, the lawyer says that Malena is to blame only for the fact that she is beautiful. Because of this, everyone is jealous of her, spreading gossip behind the girl's back. At night, Renata goes to the observation post again. Celebrating justice, the lawyer dances with Malena, after which he begins to molest the girl. Malena hands him the money, but he throws it away, saying that his services are worth much more, begging the girl to marry him, taking off her clothes. Renat can't finish watching, because the branch on which the boy was standing breaks. After that, Malena stopped appearing on the street altogether. There are rumors in the city that Malena is preparing to marry a lawyer, and the boy does not understand how she agreed. After all, this pig never washes and stinks worse than a pig. The lawyer goes to his mother to get her blessing to marry Malena, but the woman drives him away, not wanting this libertine to bear her husband's last name. There comes a time when Renata finally buys trousers. At this time, rumors are again spreading around the city that the marriage of Malena and the lawyer has come to an end. Following the girl again, Renata finds out that she is dating a local man who brings food to Malena, since no one in the city sells groceries to the girl, and also does not hire her. A man wants to receive payment in kind for a bag with a fly and bread, but an enemy air raid forces everyone to hide from the bombing. The body of Malena's father is pulled out from under the rubble of a destroyed house. After the funeral, Renata goes to watch the girl again. At night, a car pulls up to her house. Someone from the local brings Malena cigarettes and coffee, for which the girl gives herself. The man promises to come every Tuesday, to which Malena asks not to forget to bring groceries. In the morning, a girl appears in the central square. She cut off her long hair and dyed her hair brown, which made her even more beautiful. She sits down at a table and takes out a cigarette, immediately gathering the men around her, holding out a flame. Renata imagines how he saves Malena from these natives. After some more time, the boy notices Malena in the company of German officers. Imagining how the girl serves the officers of the Wehrmacht, Renata loses consciousness. The boy's mother believes that Renata is possessed by a demon, so she invites exorcists to drive away the spirit, but the boy's father is sure that Renata is just growing up, and he needs a woman. The man takes Renata to a brothel where all the girls remind him of Malena. Among them, he notices a single one that immediately attracts his attention. Under the sounds of explosions, the boy becomes a man. The Allies are being welcomed in the central square of the city. Since the city will be liberated from the Germans and collaborators, the women decide to take revenge on Malena. They drag her out to the square and start beating her, after which they cut off the hair on the girl's head. Without mocking Malena, they drive her away. Following her, Renata finds out that Malena is leaving this city. Sometime later, Nina, Malena's husband, arrives, who allegedly died in the war. Nina lost an arm, and then was captured. Now, back in the city, the officer can't find his wife, and no one can tell him what happened, and there are already refugees in their house. Climbing a familiar tree, Renata throws a letter to Nina, in which she tells him that Malena has been faithful to him all the time. A lot of things happened in her life, but all this time Nina was considered dead. According to Renat, the girl went to Messina. That's all he knows. Nina gets on the train and goes to get her. Exactly 1 year has passed. A measured life is in full swing in the city. All residents freeze when they see Malena and her husband Nina in the central square. The girl Renata doesn't understand why everyone is staring at Malena like that. A girl comes to the local market. The women who beat her up a year ago decide to talk to her after greeting her. Malena greets in return. At this moment, the women offer the girl to buy vegetables at a good discount, and someone even hands Malena a jacket, offering to pay when she has the money. Renata appears, starting to follow the girl again. Malena heads towards the house, but drops her bag, from which fruits spill out. Renata runs up to her and helps her pack everything in a bag, after which she wishes Malena happiness. That's where the movie ends. Thanks for watching and see you on the channel.